6.4 million years ago, the world was a crucible of evolution. In the vast landscapes of Africa, our earliest ancestors were taking their first tentative steps away from the forests, venturing into the open grasslands. They were not yet human, but they were no longer merely apes. Their lives were a daily struggle against nature, predators, and their own limitations. But within that struggle, the most human of all stories were already being written. This is the story of one birth, one mother, and the fragile spark of new life at the dawn of our lineage. Title card: Birth of the First Steps, a story from 6.4 million years ago. Meet our family. They are a small troop, perhaps 30 strong, surviving on the edge of forest and savanna. Their greatest advantage? The ability to walk upright. This freed their hands to carry food, to use simple tools, and to see over the tall grass for danger and opportunity. But it came with a cost. A narrower pelvis, a more challenging path for childbirth. For a female named Kaya, a name we give her for our story, this evolutionary trade-off was about to become a matter of life and death. Kaya has felt the pains before, but this is different. Labor has begun. In her world, there are no midwives, no medicine, no words of comfort beyond instinctual sounds. Childbirth is one of the most dangerous events in her life. Infant and maternal mortality are terrifyingly high. The females of the troop understand the significance. They form a protective circle, their presence a simple, ancient form of empathy and social bonding. Kaya must rely on her own strength and the vague, inherited knowledge of millions of years of mammalian birth. After hours of exhausting labor, the child is born. But there is no cry. The tiny, slick body lies still in the dust. For a heart-stopping moment, it seems the struggle has been for nothing. This was the brutal reality of the ancient world. But instinct is a powerful guide. Driven by a force as old as life itself, Kaya cleans her newborn, her actions both tender and urgent. And then, a miracle. A sputter. A cough. The tiny chest heaves, and the first breath of air fills its lungs, followed by a weak, but unmistakable cry. In that sound, the future whispers its name. This new daughter is impossibly fragile. Unlike other primate young, she cannot cling to her mother's fur. She will need to be carried constantly for months. Her survival depends entirely on Kaya's vigilance, her milk, and the protection of the troop. This intense, long-lasting dependency is the very thing that forged the deep social bonds, the communication, and the empathy that would one day become the foundation of human civilization. With her daughter secured against her, Kaya rejoins the endless journey of her people. This child represents the next link in an unbroken chain. She carries within her the genetic legacy that will, over millions of years, lead to the genus Homo, to the invention of complex tools, the control of fire, the creation of art, and the eventual spread of humanity across the entire globe. Her first steps will not be her own, but her mother's. And in those steps, the journey of humanity truly began. The story of Kaya and her daughter is a fiction, but the reality it represents is etched into our very DNA. We are all the descendants of survivors, of mothers like Kaya who endured the unimaginable to bring the next generation into a dangerous world. Their struggle, their resilience, and their capacity for care are the deepest roots of the human story. A story that began with a single breath in a world long lost to time.